Hey everybody, got a little bit of exciting news here for the 125-gallon native tank. I just got back from being down the street. I was in the stream with my little dip net and I was able to catch a few different species of fish, and I was also able to catch a few very small crayfish. But I did catch some crayfish and I caught some really beautiful fish. I have no idea what they are, but they had really beautiful blue or greenish sort of stripes down their sides. Before I put them in the tank, we're going to go have a look at them in a little picture in the other room where we're going to be able to get a nice good look at everything I caught. I'm sure once it goes in the tank here, it'll get lost in all of the caves and places to hide. So just to ensure that we get a good look at them, we're going to go have a look right now while they're still in a container. Alright, let's try to get a look at these real quick before they all start running out of oxygen, because this is not very much water for all of these fish to be in. So I've got these larger fish that seem to have a little bit of sorry, I'm out of breath. My battery died. I had to run upstairs and get another camera. And like I said, we're really kind of running low on time here. But I've got these larger fish that are sort of more full-bellied, and they have really beautiful colors in them. I have no idea what they are. I've never seen them before. At least I've never paid any attention to them. I've got these smaller fish that I always believed were black-nosed dace, but they may be something else. I'm not sure. I've got another kind of fish in here. Right here. Sort of that pointy nose one, and then that sort of blunt nose one. Both of those are bottom dwellers, and I've already been quite a bit harassed by the crayfish that are in there. So that one, and then this other one that is swimming around sort of frantically. I really don't know what they are. There he is, he's on the bottom. I don't know if it's a male and female of the same kind of fish. Not really sure what's going on. I know this is terrible video. Again, I apologize. I was in the middle of shooting a video that was going to be a little better than this, and my battery died, so none of that got saved, so I'm kind of rushing through this with an unfamiliar camera. Anyway, not sure what those are. So those are the ones I'd really like to get ID'd, is those bottom fish. I always thought they were sculpins, but again, I'm not sure. And I really don't know what the little black striped ones are, and I've never seen those bright sort of rainbow colored ones. I don't think they're darters, but I don't know. So if anybody does, feel free to let me know. So let's get back over to the tank. I'll put them in and we'll see what they look like swimming around. And here we are. The larger fish with the rainbow colors on them have sort of blended right in with the larger group of golden shiners. But my smaller ones here, the ones that I thought or think are the black-nosed dace, seem to stay separated. They're doing their own thing up here. Of course, as I say that, these other sort of pretty rainbow-colored fish are joining in. These right here, these little rainbow-colored fish with the blues and the reds on their sides are absolutely fantastic. I don't know what they are. I've said before that I'm not a biologist or whatever. I just go out and do my thing. I've never really paid attention to the names of the animals. I look in the stream and I see minnows. I see different size minnows, but I've always just seen minnows. When I was down a little while ago in my local stream here with my dip net, I could clearly see the black striped ones, but every now and again I would get this beautiful little glint of color coming from the deeper water right out in the center of the stream. And I decided, since I had waders on instead of my boots, I was able to get a little deeper out, and I just started doing random swipes with my net through the water, and on 4 or 5 occasions I came back with these beautiful little splashes of color, and I don't know what they are. They've got sort of a bluish stripe and a reddish stripe, but it almost depends on how the sun or the light is hitting it as to what color you see. So those are really exciting. I have actually also gotten a little better look at my little mystery fish that I think is a mud sunfish, and when I was feeding the tank a little while ago, this one did not eat anything. No flakes or anything at all, even though I got plenty of flakes to it. It just wasn't interested. So I then tried some tubifex worms, and likewise it just did not seem at all interested. And I even then tried bloodworms, and it didn't really seem interested in the bloodworms either. So I'm not really sure what's going on with this little guy. He doesn't seem overly shy anymore, but he's clearly not eating and he's just thin as can be, so I don't know if he's going to make it or not. Maybe he's got some gut parasites in him, maybe he's got a specialized diet that I don't know about. I just assumed if it was a sunfish, it was a sunfish, and they're pretty much, they'll eat just about anything, and they certainly should have eaten something out of their choice of bloodworms, tubifex worms, or flake food. And there's tons of algae in this tank, so not really sure what's going on with that. The other animals I've got in here, the crayfish and then those small bottom-dwelling fish, are really reclusive because they're so small, and they've just kind of gone to ground and are hiding. And I've seen one or two little glimpses of them in the last hour or so that I've been just kind of watching the tank and getting a feel for what's going on. I'm really excited about these rainbow colored fish. Again, I have no idea what they are called, so if anybody does, please feel free to let me know. I would love to know what they actually are, and I would love to try to catch some more, maybe get myself a nice little school of them all together. Still not seeing any of those little bottom dwelling fish swimming around anywhere, nor do I see any of the little crayfish, but we all know what crayfish look like. I do have some small ones in here now. I've got the two little ones, and then I've got the larger one that was in here originally, and I don't see any of them. So maybe the extra commotion and the new fish in the tank and everything has everyone sort of laying low and gone to ground. But I'm probably going to wind up putting quite a few crayfish in here, sort of let them duke it out as they grow and get bigger and take up more space. They'll take more territory, and eventually by the end of the summer we'll probably have 2 or 3 fairly large crayfish that sort of run the tank, and there will be no others by then. And again, we'll see what happens as far as the stock in the tank. That's going to change over time. We'll see. But today we've got these beautiful little rainbow fish in there. We've got these black striped smaller fish, and then we have those odd sort of bottom dwelling fish. Oh, I didn't realize I had as many as I do. I didn't realize they were swimming around near the surface like that. So that's kind of interesting that they're up near the surface. I don't know if that's their natural niche in the wild, or if they're just up near the surface because they're in unusual environment. I would tend to think they would get low and hide in the rocks rather than swim around up in the open on the surface if they were scared. So that's interesting too. That's unusual behavior. So I'll keep an eye on that and see if that's normal, and if they don't sort of integrate down into the tank, or if they stay up near the surface. Again, that'll just be something for us to look at and learn from, and it'll all just be a lot of fun watching this tank grow and change and develop as the summertime moves on. So make sure you're subscribed. You don't want to miss anything I got coming up on this tank or any of my others. There's always something going on down here, and I try to get video of just about all of it. So make sure you're subscribed and you won't miss any of it. Don't forget, this is my 125-gallon native tank. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you real soon in the next one.